Hello Libra, welcome to September 2016. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for September 2016 for Libra. And as I'm shuffling the cards here, I will tell you a little bit about what's going on for September astrology-wise. There's going to be a Mercury retrograde that starts August 30th, and it will be in retrograde through most of September, so until the 22nd. So anytime Mercury's in retrograde, it's a really good time to reassess, reevaluate, reflect on things, to finish up, especially with Mercury in Virgo. It's a good time to finish up old projects that were started but not finished. And it's a good time to reorganize, you know, just all those words that have to do with like revisit, reassess, reevaluate, all those things. And then projects or details that have been left open, it's a good time to complete those or finish those up. Any unfinished business or open projects that have been sitting for a while, Mercury retro and Virgo especially, and especially like editing, going over things with details, because Virgo rules that. It's a good time to do editing, revisions, all of that. So let's see what's going on for Libra for September. Some of you may notice too, I have this different cloth. I'm trying this out, and I just wanted to get people's feedback on whether it's easier to see the cards on this versus my old one, or the one I usually use. If you have any comments, feel free to put that in the comments section. What I'm seeing for Libra is a lot of cards with blue backgrounds here. So what it means is that you're going to be doing a lot of clear thinking in September. It's going to be a time when it can be very logical, a lot of clarity for you, a lot of time to make decisions. Blue represents rational, air element. So good time for clear thinking, decision making, all of that air stuff. And you're an air sign, Libra, so it's kind of like I'm seeing for September, you may feel like you're in your element. Another thing that I'm seeing is you've got two aces here. One at the beginning of the month and one at the end of the month, and one's in reverse and one's right side up, but you've got two aces, so there's some sort of new beginning that is available to you. Aces always represent new beginnings, so there's some sort of new beginning available to you in September. This has to do with the physical realm. Wands have to do with the fire element, so having to do with motivation, action, passion, enthusiasm, energy, all that kind of stuff. So I'll talk more about that when I get to this card. But two aces, that's double new energy. So it says there's some new beginning that's available to you in September. I'm going to start off here. This is Page of Wands. And Page of Wands means it's like a young person. So it means having like enthusiasm, idealism, motivation, excitement, willingness. All pages are sort of new beginner energy, but they're willing to step forward. And you can see in this card, he's just considering the wand element, which represents fire. So passion, motivation, optimism, an openness to considering the task at hand. So there's a way in which the month opens where you have this great willingness to consider something, to look at something. It might be a time where you have motivation, good energy, you feel like connected to the younger side of yourself. Alternately, it could be a young fire person too, because wands represent fire. It could be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries that's showing up for you at the beginning of the month. Like this could be an Aries child, or like a Leo partner, or you know, a Sagittarius friend, but usually in the younger side of themselves that's showing up for you, Libra. But in general, Page of Wands means optimism, willingness to tackle a problem, willingness to confront something, willingness to take something on, openness, enthusiasm, motivation, all those things. I do see that there's something that wants to come into this world that you may be resisting or fearful of or doubtful of. Empress is one of the major arcana cards, and it's one of the best cards for prosperity and abundance. everything that comes into contact with Empress grows. She's actually depicted usually as a pregnant queen or pregnant empress, in fact. And she represents the most feminine element that there is. It's often that there's Venus depicted in the Empress card. She's got her foot on the crescent moon, which also represents femininity. And in this card, it's all about things that are growing. So prosperity, abundance, things that are full of life, teeming with life. And in the reverse position, it's saying that there may be resistance to receiving prosperity, to receiving abundance, a lack of belief in your connection with Empress and how this might represent you, lack of belief in you being pregnant with something or some new thing coming to you, new life, new growth, abundance and prosperity. What is it when this card comes in reverse? That energy is still there, but there is some sort of doubt or fear or like a resistance, non-belief that it can come to you. So I want you to examine that, Libra, and see in what way is there resistance showing up in your field towards receiving things having to do with prosperity and abundance, because this card right here, the universe wants to give it to you. This is Ace of Coins, and you can see there's sort of this new garden that is available and open to you. And coins mean the physical world, so lifestyle, health, money, assets, possessions. The world wants to give you something new. Sometimes this is new money, new job, new beginning, new, something kind of new asset or lifestyle that changes things for you. It's more money coming in. And you can see in this card, it's sort of like an open palm receiving this coin from the universe. And that is what I want to ask you in conjunction with Empress in reverse. Both of these cards are prosperous cards. This show is showing up for you at the beginning of September. But in what way are you resistant, if at all, to letting something new in, to giving birth to something new? In some ways, this coin is almost like this new being that she gives birth to. So is it a new business that you would collect money from, that you give birth to? Is it a project, a creative project that you give birth to that brings in money, like royalties or, intellectual property? I'm seeing that you are giving birth to something, Libra, and it's the source of prosperity and abundance. But for some reason, there's doubt or fear or resistance in bringing that new thing into being. But what I'm showing is that there's an opportunity for new money to come in if you can put yourself in a receptive position and allow this energy to come through. Some of you may want to study the Empress card and see more about the meaning of that card, because getting this card, you have a lot of optimism and willingness to confront something and do something and take action. But there might be like fears or doubts about like, do I deserve to be fully satisfied? Because Empress is fully satisfied. She's the pregnant Empress. She's usually sexually satisfied. She's very sensual card. It's sort of like, I think of like a 1950s bathing beauty, like lounging by the pool. It's kind of got that energy to it. Empress is just, full and satisfied and rich and everything grows at her. Everything's growing around her. She's prosperous. It's just a great card of satisfaction. So in what ways are you blocking things growing, giving birth to things? Because the new money wants to come in, the new lifestyle, the new prosperity. See if you can allow that in, Libra. There is someone that you're going to have to let go of, who is not behaving in an honest way or not presenting themselves in an honest way. This is Seven of Swords, and this is very me behavior. This could even be a part of you, Libra. It could be someone else, or it could be an aspect of yourself that you need to let go of. So if there's any self-centeredness that's showing up in your environment, whether it's you or someone else, you're going to need to let go of that. You're going to need to acknowledge anyone who is cutting corners to benefit themselves, any criminal behavior, any risk-taking behavior. This card really depicts risk-taking behavior. In fact, I sometimes call it putting your head in the tiger's mouth. So one of the things that's showing up is that this card is at odds with this card. This card, Seven of Swords, needs to leave, and he's kind of exiting. It's almost like the criminal was caught cheating or stealing, and he needs to walk out of this picture in order for this coin to come in. It's almost like this is often a card of the gambler, someone who's gambling with things. You need to make sure that anything that has to do with dishonesty, gambling, cheating, cutting corners, any of that is gone so that this money can come in. That this needs to be cut out and cut off. There needs to be a line drawn between here, because it's very possible that the actions and behaviors that are having to do with this guy is what's keeping her in reverse too. So she's not going to show up in her full glory, her full upright position until this guy's gone. So this could be behavior or a person. So again, me behavior, willing to cut corners, take risks, gamble, I'll do anything to get mine. That's got to go. And then, other good, prosperous growth, and especially new money, comes in. I see you're ready for it. I see you're willing to consider that. It's just that this has to be cut out. And it's possible, too, in the middle of September, this could be you, Libra, because this usually just depicts an air sign, but you can see his sword is pointing right towards this guy. This guy is going to call him out. Now, whether this is your young self or someone else, this could be actually any air sign, so Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, but this is someone who's very idealistic, very true to a certain dogma, a certain set of beliefs, very principled, and adheres to that and says, no, this is the way we do it. This is what's true. This is what I believe. I'm willing to stand up for this. This could, these could be two different aspects of yourself, even, Libra, where this one is a sort of more risk-taking, and more self-minded, whereas this one's very principled, very virtuous, in alignment with the truth, which swords represent mentality and ideas, and when it's one sword versus multiple, it means the one truth, the one idea, the one real way. And he's willing to stand up on a mountaintop and declare, this is what I believe, this is how we're going to do it, this is the right way. And I'm getting the sense that he kind of slices this guy out of the way and makes room for this new money. So whether this is you or someone else, can often be a younger person. So if there's a younger person saying, I think we should do it this way, you might want to listen to them, especially around the middle of the month, because you may be feeling like overwhelmed and overburdened. This is 10 of Wands, which means carrying too much, carrying a lot of things for a long time, and sometimes burdens that aren't yours, or baggage that's not yours. So I'll ask you in the middle of the month to consider, what is it that you're carrying that's not necessary? What can you put down? And what can you teach? Because this too, page is usually someone who is like an apprentice to a knight, or a servant to a knight, someone who's starting out on their journey. This person, 10 of Wands, is the card of the teacher. So you may need to offload some of your information knowledge to a younger person, or you may just want to contrast the difference between this guy who's carrying so much and this guy who's like, nope, this is what I've decided, this is what I believe, I've got one thing in my hands, not 10 things. I've decided this is the direction that I'm going to go in, and I'm very principled, instead of doing all this extra work. There may be a water sign that's going to be able to help you through this, by the way. There's a water sign and an earth sign that are both good experts, authorities, mentors, people who can give you advice. This person, King of Cups, is usually the ideal partner, or an emotionally stable and emotionally centered man. It could be a woman, but more than likely it's a man in this case. And the water signs that it usually represents are Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But someone who comes from the heart. He's a king, so he's got expertise, especially with ruling the emotions and keeping the emotions steadfast, making decisions that are compassionate and thoughtful and come from the heart. So in the middle of the month, you may have a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio person who can be very helpful to you, especially if this is you, if you identify with this young Page of Swords who's like just setting out on something, has a wonderful vision and idea and belief about something. See if you can look to a water sign or someone who holds the archetype of an authority of the heart. So this could be like a counselor, it could be a good friend or a family member or a partner. So they're going to be able to help you out, especially with alleviating burdens. And once you get to this place of decision and conviction of belief and like just this is what I know, this is what I'm willing to go after, this is what I'm willing to stand up for, I'm no longer going to do things this way, or I've gotten rid of this person, any of this behavior that's around me. I'm principled, I'm disciplined, I'm going to do it this way. Things can happen very swiftly, Libra, because this is 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands means new information. It means the last puzzle piece that comes in to complete something. You can see that the 8 Wands are like 80 to 90% lined up, so it means almost completed. Sometimes I'll use the image of like a boiling pot of water that's just about ready to boil. It's been heated, and then it can happen very quickly. So this means like the last piece of information. I get the sense that with this sense of purpose and principledness and discipline, you get new information. New information comes to you, and it kind of comes like through the air. Like you may be listening to a radio station and you get a new information. That's like airwaves. That's very Libra air stuff and information going on. So I think things are whatever is happening and available to you at the beginning of the month that there may be resistance to. I get the sense that if you get expert authority and advice about what you can put down that's not yours and just really refine things to one goal, one pursuit, things can happen very quickly for you, Libra. And you will have to cut out this element, whether it's you, a part of yourself, or someone else. They'll need to go in order for this money to come in. And then towards the end of the month, this is around August 22nd is when Mercury will go back to direct. So a lot of this time will be for about, review, revisions, editing, reflection, reassessment. There's going to be, at the end of the month, you may have an interesting combination of this new project going forward. This is almost like a combination of this card, Page of Wands. It's got that single wand, and this Ace of coins here. So this is about enthusiasm, motivation, willingness, optimism, and this is about money coming in and a new beginning, new lifestyle. With this one in reverse, it's kind of like a merging of those two energies, but you're having doubts or fears about taking something forward, about actually, again, getting resistance to giving birth to something new, because this is Empress, the pregnant queen, and this is a new beginning in terms of action, passion, motivation, optimism, fire energy, new fire. And so it's like this new spring. This card has the archetype of the runner, the person who's holding the baton, the active person who's running. It also has the archetype of the parade leader, like the person who's holding the baton in front of a parade, the first person out front, the first person out of the gates. There's some resistance that you're having to actually submitting that project forward, or taking that first step is what I'm going to say, taking that first leap. But it's, as you can see, this card is surrounded by experts. So I'm going to say these kings. So consult with the experts, consult with the authorities. They're going to give you expertise. They've done this. They've run this race. They've got achievement. They're both wearing crowns of achievement and experience. So ask people who, if you're feeling nervous about anything to do with launching something, starting a new beginning, because it's an ace, any new beginning that you are feeling like wobbly about, or unoptimistic, or unmotivated, or scared, or doubtful about taking that, this is like cold feet in reverse. In the upright position, it's like, go for it, I'm the first one out of the gates. In reverse, it's like you're afraid to take that step or that leap. consult your experts. They're going to have great information for you. And again, this could be water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And this one's more than likely an earth sign. So Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And they're right around you, and they want to help you put this in the right position. They want to help you have the courage and the knowledge and the determination and willingness to take this ace step. It will bring money in, but I get the sense at the end of the month that you may be a little bit fearful, and it could be because there's been so many wands energy. I mean, this is a lot of wands. To narrow things down, instead of all this collection of experience and burdens and baggage and all this information, it may take a lot of sorting through. That's a good thing to do during a Mercury retrograde, is sort through information, narrow things down, weed things out, and then you come to this one task, one project, one leap of faith, and you can lean on and rely upon these experts around you to help you do that. So don't worry too much about financial losses. This is 5 of coins, and this card is all about financial loss. And it's showing up here, and also in the reverse position shows me there's a lot of doubt and a lot of fear about financial losses. You know, these two cards are pretty much opposites of one another in some ways. This one is the universe handing you money and just putting yourself in a position to receive it. This one is a preoccupation with the material world and money, and really just you can see this guy's a beggar, and he's wounded, and he's kind of out in the cold and cut off from everything. It's like he has no money, he has nowhere to go, he's totally destitute. The focus of this card is that the spiritual world is always available to us, and if we focus sometimes on money or the superficial things, it can really turn our world upside down. And with this in the reverse position, you know, next to this new beginning, it's telling me that a lot of your hesitancy on launching something new is regarding financial loss, but you have the seeds for something very good here. Just try not to get too preoccupied with what you're going to lose. Try not to get too preoccupied with your fears. Rely on the experience of these guys. They can guide you in a good direction. They've been through it. Consult with people who have done the thing that you want to do, or that you're thinking about doing but are afraid of doing. And then this card, 9 of Wands, is the survivor. This card says that even if whatever you're wanting to do isn't successful, you can get knocked down and get back up again. It reminds me of the story of Abraham Lincoln, actually, where he failed in business. He failed, he ran for a certain office. He failed that. If you read Abraham Lincoln's story of all the things he attempted, he looks like a complete failure until you realize it's him. And it's sort of like you have to get knocked down several times and keep getting back up. So I'm seeing this card is the survivor card, and I call it the Cool Hand Luke card because he keeps getting knocked down and keeps getting back up. So I'm going to say that even if you face some initial setbacks, this survivor card is showing up for you. Don't let it wear you down. You have a lot of endurance, and you're going to survive through whatever happens. So that's my reading for you, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share with any Libra that you think may want the message. And if you've already subscribed, thank you, but you're always welcome to subscribe if you haven't already, and then you'll get new Tarotscopes every month in your inbox, as well as other videos that I may do in between. And please do give me comments about the cloth if you have seen my other videos and you prefer this one or you prefer the other one. I'd love to hear it from you either way. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Yours in the stars.